Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be so much fun. I have a ton of brand new makeup to be testing out for you, some brand new launches, and I'm also going to be using a lot of the Colourpop Lizzie McGuire collection. Finally, I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for me on this one. I also have some brand new, not even on the site yet, Colourpop new brow products, and also the new one size powder, which is available today. By the way, the Sephora VIB sale has started for Rouge. I will leave a link down below if you guys do want to shop that, because I am going to be using two products that you can get on Sephora right now. But let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I want to start with my base. So we're going to try out the new powder foundation from One Size. My skin is really going through it this weekend. I don't know what is going on, but it is just not happy. I have some breakouts. We'll definitely see how this covers, but this is what the new foundation powder looks like from One Size Beauty. It says turn up the base versatile foundation powder, and I have the shade Light 1, which is light with rosy undertones. So here's the packaging on it. And he made it so, he does this a lot with his products, but he makes it easy accessible if you guys have long nails and it's hard to open things. So you can just like pull this up, because it has this little corner that you can grab onto, and then you have the powder. So this is the inside of the powder, what it looks like. Hopefully this color will be okay. This has 0.28 ounces of product in it, and this retails for $33. So what this is described as, it says a buttery smooth, buildable, medium to full coverage powder foundation, a multi-use formula with a soft matte finish and up to 12-hour wear. So basically medium coverage, matte finish powder. It says it can be used for all skin types. I did watch Patrick's video on it, and he used it in more of a natural way and also with a full coverage glam look. So he used it with his own powder puff. He did come out with one. I do not have that, but I do have this one from Laura Mercier, so I figured I would give that a try. It looks pretty similar, because I really don't know like what the best type of brushes to use with these. I have some powder foundations, but I know like these puffs give you the most coverage. So first though, I am going to do primer. I'm just going to go ahead and use the One Size primer. Since this is in the same brand, I figured it would work well with the foundation. Okay, now here's the moment of truth. Let's dip in to this powder here. Get some on this puff. This is definitely a pink undertone. I'm going to swipe some on the face to distribute that all over. We'll dip in a little bit more to build up that coverage. That's just the first layer. I don't know if I like the powder puffs for applying. I just feel like it feels a little bit hard on the skin, if that makes sense. This one in particular, and I just feel like you're getting it so dirty. Let me see how it looks just with a powder brush over top. So we're definitely getting some good coverage here. It's just a little bit see-through, and it seems pretty matte on the skin, like it almost feels a little dry. And I do have oily skin, so I know my oils will come through, but do keep that in mind if you guys have dry skin. My skin feels a little tight with this on. So I would say that's pretty good coverage for a powder. I wouldn't say it's ultimate full coverage, but I feel like it's really hard to get that full look using powder foundation, because I can still see my blemishes, so I'll definitely have to go in with concealer. But here's what we look like close up. It is a very even complexion, but yeah, very dry feeling at first. So I'm gonna take my Makeup Forever concealer. This is my go-to for blemishes. I have the shade 2.3. I talked about this in my Sephora VIB recommendations, and I am gonna put a little bit of this on those spots I have. Now, when using a powder foundation, I probably should have done this beforehand, because then you kind of get that extra coverage underneath. It sometimes can be a little bit hard to build concealer over a powder, so I do recommend maybe doing the concealer first and then doing the powder over top. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and skip on over to the eyes real quick. And of course, we're going to be using the Colourpop Lizzie McGuire collection. Oh my gosh, I have to just say, I know everyone says this, but I literally am one of the biggest Hilary Duff fans, Lizzie McGuire fans there is. Like, growing up, this was my middle school. I feel like I was a little bit old for it. I feel like no one else in like school and stuff really cared about Lizzie McGuire and Hilary Duff, but I had an obsession, like fangirl, 100%. That was me, literally in the Hilary Duff fan club. I went to 2 of her concerts, and I actually did a meet and greet at one of them. So I have met her, and I was so embarrassing, honestly. This was my freshman year of high school, and I'm meeting my idol. I maybe said like a few words to her, and that's all, because I'm so shy. But yeah, Hilary Duff, I just love her so much. I still love her today, and I started that obsession watching Liz McGuire in middle school. I just love that show, and when the movie came out, oh my gosh, I even got to go to Italy in Rome after the Liz McGuire movie came out, and I thought it was so cool. I actually had family that lived there, and I got to go to the Trevi Fountain. I was like, oh my gosh, like the Liz McGuire movie was here, and she did her coins in the Trevi Fountain. I'm gonna do that too. I don't know, it was just good times, and this collection brings back so many good memories. So let's get started. Enough with my talking. Just a little backstory for you guys of, I don't know, how much this collection really means to me. I purchased this myself, and I believe all this is still available. I did swatches already on my Instagram, and I have to say I'm so impressed with how they did it. I think they did such a good job with the collection. The packaging is 10 out of 10. The colors that they picked out, they just feel like so early 2000s, like limited to Liz McGuire. I just love it. So look how cute the packaging is on here. It's seriously perfect. So this is the What Dreams Are Made Of palette. I kind of want to play with the greens in here. I do love doing green eyeshadows, and I feel like I've done so many purple looks lately, so we're going to do that. But first I'm going to start with Done and Done in the crease. By the way, I just got my first Colourpop PR package yesterday, like my official one. So I just got the brow products, which we will be testing in this video, and I do have a code now with them, which is 5LeahJanae. I don't make money off that code, but I think, I don't know, it's just for you guys to use if you want to. I think they see it and maybe are like, oh, like this girl gets a lot of sales with her code, we'll send her more collections and stuff like that. I think that's maybe what they do. But I think you get collections at random, so I have no idea like what things I'm gonna get. Like the brow stuff that I got yesterday came as a total surprise. I didn't even know they were coming out with it. I don't think they even announced it yet, so we have it firsthand. Next, I am going to go into this shade Dear Diary. I'm gonna put that one in my outer corner. I'm kind of packing that on just because it is a lighter tone. I don't want it to be too sheer. We're gonna take this shade. I don't know how to do these sound effects, sorry. So we're just gonna call it I think is how you say it, And then I'm dipping that into the crease, add a little bit more peachy vibes. This color is really pretty. This look is kind of just gonna be very random, but I think this is a palette that you can just go in and have fun with it, which is what I'm doing today, is just playing with the color. Adding more of that green, just to really pack that on. Next, we're gonna take Dear Diary. I'm gonna use my finger with this one because I think, ooh, that's very, a little bit chunky there. Let me get some of this out or else it's gonna get fallout everywhere. This is going in the inner corner, but look how bright that is. Oh, I love like lime green and hot pink together. Those are like my favorite colors. I actually had those as my wedding colors too. We did Gerber Daisies. I'm all about the brights, and we had a summer wedding, and also my favorite color is pink. My husband loves lime green, so we did hot pink, lime green, and we had some accent like neon orange Gerber Daisies as our flowers. But that's what this reminds me of. Okay, so for the lower lash line, what do we want to do with that? I think I'm going to use So Mature, this peach on the lower lash line. I'm going to use my Milani concealer here on the under eyes. And I'm going to blend that with my powder brush that still has just a little bit of product on it, just so there's no weird lines and so it doesn't look too bright under there. I am going to take Bye Bye here in the inner corner just to brighten that. And I kind of blend it into that green part too, just a little bit. And I'm going to use my Colourpop white eyeliner on my lower lash line. For mascara, I'm going to use my Pat McGrath. This is the Dark Star mascara. I also included this in my VIB sale favorites or recommendations. Alright, so that's the eyes. Let's move on to the brows. We have a brand new Colourpop product. They just came out with their new Feather Effect Styling Wax. I don't have the exact date for the release, but it is coming very soon. So it does come in tinted. So this is the tinted, which does look pretty dark, but usually these start out light and they are buildable. I'm hoping if it's similar to how the Patrick Ta one is, because sometimes I use their tinted one. It does come in a clear as well if you just want to do like a brow pencil and then use this to get that feather effect. So we're gonna try this. They also sent over 2 of their brow pencils, so if all else fails we can use these, but I really want to try their tinted just to see what it does for my blonde brows. This is the new spoolie brush 2 that you could get as well. It is nude and it has the little curve so you can really get in there, and then this is how you apply the brow wax. So what I've learned is that you want to spray your spoolie and then you go into the brow wax, kind of rub it in there with it, and then you'll apply it to the brows that way. So what I do is I will just feather it through the front, and then towards the bottom I kind of like go to the side, but I do try to move everything up a bit. Okay, so the tinted is not too bad. Like I said, this is buildable, so I think this will work even if you guys do have blonde brows, and then if you have darker brows, you'll just go in with more product. But I try not to use hardly anything, just so it doesn't go quite overboard. Let me try the other side with the pencil and just to see what it looks like with the clear. So I'm just drawing a line underneath really, just so it has that clean cut. I feathered a little bit of the product up as well. I'll say this pencil's a little bit dark for me, but then you kind of have like your base already, and then we can put the clear brow gel over this. Alright, so that's the brows. They match for the most part. This one's just going to be a little bit darker for the time being. Alright, so next we are going to move on to the bronzer contour, and I'm going to show you guys my Patrick Ta in action. I have used this a couple times and I have really been liking it, but I've never really tried it on like an actual powder foundation, so we'll see how it kind of sets, but I have faith that it's going to still look really good because I've kind of used it over setting powder and it worked fine. But this is the new, I never can read this word, but it's statuesque. I called it stratesque. Like, where did I get that word from? It's statuesque. I can't read sometimes. And what I'm going to do is dip into the cream side first, and this is gonna be like our base. You could totally use this under foundation too. It's a really beautiful color if you guys have fair or light skin. So there's 3 shades in this whole line, and this is a very popular product for the VIB sale, but I'm just gonna carve out my contour here. So this is gonna be so subtle, which I like. And it is a cooler undertone, but not like gray looking. And then I'm gonna pat a little bit more into the skin just to create that contour line. The formula seems to be working well with the foundation. I don't feel like it's budging at all, so that's good. And I take this huge bronzer brush for my jawline. Do you see how just like natural that looks? That's why I love this. Like, I've tried the NARS one, which I love the formula of that one, but it just was a weird color on me. I feel like this is the perfect color. And then we can go ahead and actually set that down with the powder side, and this will darken it up just a little bit. So I'm just in love with this shade, and the formula is perfection. But you guys can see it was like no fuss, so easy to do. Alright, now that we have our contour down, we're going to go into the blush. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one from the Lizzie McGuire collection. This is You Are Magnifico. And I went for the darker shade. Usually Colourpop's blushes are a little on the sheer side. This one does have some glitter in it, so we'll see how this looks on the cheeks. It's a little powdery. I'm getting some fallout there, so I'm just going to tap my brush off and blend this in. I think that's a pretty color. I knew it wouldn't be super pigmented as it looks in here just because of the other ones I have from Colourpop, but it is a really nice brighter pink. It definitely builds up. All right, then we are gonna do the lips. So they actually came out with these really cute glosses. Oh, I forgot there's glitters in this collection too. Let me do a little tiny bit of this glitter because I totally forgot we had glitters. This is the Sing to Me Palo. And this one just has a ton of like rainbow colored micro glitters in there. These sometimes can be hard to work. Oh my gosh. This kind of smells like my Bath & Body Works roll-on glitters. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Okay. Throw back there. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm going to take a really teeny tiny brush because I don't want to get too much of this on because you can go overboard with this really fast, and I just want to press it onto the eyes. So I just took the tiniest little bit and I'm just going to lightly dab that in just to add those little sparkles. And now we'll do the lip gloss. So I've actually tried out this pink one. I might actually use this one today again. I think I'm going to use a lip liner with it though because they are sheer, but these are kind of goopy, not going to lie, but they are thick so they make your lips look super plump, but a little sticky, but they smell insanely good. They smell like bubble gum. It's so yummy. But let me go ahead and add some lip liner. I'm trying to hurry because I actually have to pick my mom up in like 3 minutes. I'm just going to use this House Labs lip liner in Pointe or On Point. So just to add a little bit of definition there, and then we'll take this gloss. This is the Miranda gloss. And it's so thick. Oh my gosh. But that's how it makes your lips look huge, because it has this thick layer of gloss on top. But this is totally something they would sell limited to. I think they did such a good job. And it smells so good. It smells like the Orbit's pink bubblegum. So this doesn't really add color. Really, I don't think any of them do. So I bought all 4, but I really didn't need to. But yeah, it's just going to add that extra glossy layer. I can't with how huge my lips look right now. Look at that. Lip injections in a bottle, I'm telling you. So this is the look that we came up with. Everything worked out pretty good so far. And the powder foundation is definitely kind of settling in. I didn't set it or anything. I'm just leaving it like this. But it's getting better. It's not as dry feeling as it did when I first applied it because my natural oils are coming through. And it's looking really flawless, honestly. I'm really impressed with this look. I think I'm going to take a photo for Instagram. But yeah, this is how we're looking upon first application. I really don't have a lot of complaints. These products seem to work really well, but you guys know I always do a wear test, so I am going to follow up with you guys in like 4 to 5 hours to let you know how everything is holding up, what everything looks like as I've worn it throughout the day, and I'll give you guys my product updates on everything. So I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, I am back. It's been about a little over 4 hours now with everything on, so I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on everything. So here's how we look with no touch-ups at all. So let me just start with the powder foundation from One Size. I feel like in the beginning I was a little bit unsure of how I was gonna like this. I just don't use powder foundations a whole lot, which I should because I do have oily skin and I do feel like they hold up, but I just never get like the finish that I want. I like my skin to look airbrushed but also stay matte all day, but this looks so much better once you wear it for a couple hours. Your oils kind of come through and it does look like that flawless full coverage. It is just now starting to get a little bit oily on the skin, and normally I would probably powder about now, but I do think it looks good. It doesn't look really dry or cakey at all on me, which is always a thing with powder foundations too. It was just a little bit weird in the beginning where my skin really did feel super tight and dry. I don't know if it's just the combination of these two together. So I I think next time maybe I would try with a more hydrating base, but overall I'm really happy with it. I'm impressed. I think it looks nice and I would definitely wear this. I think it's a good one for masks too. I just got back from the grocery store, so I was wearing my mask for a bit, so I did get a little bit, I think, of transfer under here where my foundation has faded a little bit, but overall, like, it doesn't really transfer onto my fingers or anything like that. I'll just powder a little bit so you guys can see. But overall, I think this looks really nice. It's one of the better powder foundations that I have used. I will say I have tried like the Makeup Forever one, which was decent. The Fenty one, which was okay. I think I like this one better than the Fenty for me. I think it has a little bit more coverage, but I do think it oxidizes on the skin. Like, it did get a little bit darker as I wore it. I think it matches okay from far away, but up close it does look a little red. I kind of wish I went for more of that neutral tone because this does have a lot of those pinky undertones. So that's my thoughts on the foundation. Also, I wanted to mention the Colourpop stuff. I really liked the What Dreams Are Made Of palette. I think this one has really great quality and pigmentation from Colourpop. I know sometimes their stuff can be hit or miss, but I think this one's a good one. I think my eyeshadow has maybe faded a little bit in the crease, but my lid color has stayed on and my glitter. The blush has faded just a little bit too, but I do feel like it still looks nice on the skin. I did like that color a lot. As far as the lip gloss goes, I really enjoyed that from the collection too. It's one of my favorite things. I don't mind it being a little bit thick on the lips. I love how it gives me such plump lips, but it's definitely one that you don't need every color in because they're pretty much going to look the same on the lips. So just get one if you're wondering. I think some of them were sold out, but they do come in like these little duos or individuals. I don't know if they will be restocking or not. Going over the Patrick Ta like bronzing duo, you guys already know that I really enjoy this formula. It's just so easy to apply, pretty much the same as their blushes if you guys are used to that, but the cream is easy to work with. It doesn't blend away on the skin, and the color is a perfect natural color for me. It doesn't go too overboard, and I love it with the powder on top. So this is a huge win for me. And then I think, is that everything? Oh, I almost forgot the brows as well. I tried out the new Colourpop brow wax. I tried it both ways, and I feel like either way is fine. I do think the tinted might be a little bit dark on me, so I think for me, I'm probably going to use the clear with a brow pencil. I kind of like the more structured look anyway, but it does hold those brows in place. Like, I can still maneuver them now, and it almost feels like they're kind of sticky, but like you can manage them. It feels really similar to my NYX super glue that I've used, which is kind of the same thing. Brow waxes have been so popular right now, and so I'm really happy that Colourpop has one because I feel like this is going to be really affordable. I don't know the price yet, and I'll update you guys as I know when this launches, but I think this is definitely one to try. And if you guys even have a little bit of darker brows than me, I would definitely go for the tinted. If yours are lighter than me, definitely you'll want the clear, but it works, I feel like, just as good as some of the other ones I've tried. But yeah, that is everything we tried out in this new testing new makeup. I hope this was helpful for you and that you enjoyed it. We played with so many fun products. I'll definitely continue to use these products and update you guys with any future thoughts I have. Sometimes I change my mind on things later down the road, but that's gonna be it for this video. All these products will be linked down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.